How's it going, guys? I'm back out at my gardens, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an update as to what I've been doing. I've been getting areas ready for my tool shed. Things are starting to sprout up all over the property, and pretty soon I'm going to be prepping my gardens over here for plants to go in. I've already got my started at the house. I'll show you a little bit later. And yeah, I'm sure you're going to enjoy the changes. And sorry I haven't given you guys videos recently, but I've been pretty much busy doing other things, getting things ready, getting things set up, because we're in the last month before I start putting things in the ground. What is today? It's April sometime. But I'm going to be putting the plant starts that I got ready. In the beginning of May, I'm going to be starting to throw them in over there. And of course, like I said, these gardens over here aren't going to be used for really anything until next year. Maybe some potatoes. I did throw those seeds down, and I'll show you the update that things are starting to grow. I don't know exactly what they are, but I'm sure we'll find out in the coming months. So, let me show you what I'm doing over there. Take you guys on a small tour over here. This over here I'm flattening out, getting it ready to put my tool shed in. So of course I had to flatten it out over here. Woo-hoo. I'm gonna fall on my face. Now it doesn't look like I did all that much, but when you look, you'll see exactly how much I put down there. None of this stuff existed out to this point, but now it's relatively flat. And I intend on putting a 10 by 10 tool shed here so that I can put other things in it, like batteries, solar panels on the roof, and everything else. And right at the end over there, I have to continue on, and that's where my pavilion's going to go. Over here, you can see I made a pathway up around the top up there so I can access certain things and put trees in on the top of the hill, because it's past the area where I need the sun to shine in. This garden isn't completed yet. Need to get more logs. My original gardens with the leaves right here. And then the broken down leaves. Now I was going to have another one with just the broken down leaves, but it seems to me it's going to take a little bit longer than I wanted it to, so I'm not going to waste that kind of time. So I threw some manure on the last two over here with leaves down. Right over here, even though it's not completed yet, I have my trees that came in, and I'm going to be putting my cold hardy Chicago figs right there. And then my mound is going to be a bunch of flowers and wood sorrel. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to get those to come up yet from seed, so I may actually have to buy some, and then they'll spread out. Over here, I'm sure you remember me using my chainsaw to clean this area up, and that's a good thing, because pretty soon that's where my pawpaw trees are going to go. I'm going to put 2 pawpaw trees here, and then another couple right over here, because you need at least 2 pawpaw trees in order to get fruits, because they are not self-pollinating. And like I said over here, like I said before, I'm going to put my wood sorrel, but all around the bottom of this mound right here, I'm going to be throwing a bunch of flowers, as well as on the top up there, I'm going to be throwing sunflowers, because bees don't see green. I need to get them onto the property, so I want a bunch of colors here. so we can get that stuff running. I'm sure you guys remember me making the big D here. It's kind of nice. You'll notice there's some things growing up here. Granted, I have no clue what they are, but I'm sure I'll find out pretty soon. I've been trying to level things off as I go so I can put some more gardens over here. And there was just a big old mound over there I'm trying to get even, or at least somewhat even. I've still got a long way to go for that. My gardens I had in already, a couple extras. Nice. This garden isn't completed. I've still got to get some logs in here. As you can see, this is where I've been dumping the rocks, pebbles, whatever you would call it, that I'm digging out of the ground over here, so that I can level this off over here next to the gardens. And this is where my heart-shaped pond is going to go. You know, it's kind of hard to see what it's going to look like in the future. Like I said before, this pathway is going to disappear because my woman wants to put the pathway through the middle of the heart-shaped pond that I'm putting over here. Once I've got all this leveled off, then all I'll have to do is dig down maybe like 2 feet, and it should be pretty good for a little pond, maybe 3 feet deeper. But yeah, I'm already starting to put the dirt down, the rocks down, whatever. I've got my stake over here to show the pathway, where the pathway is going to go. And my stick way over there, which you probably can't see. But it's going to come straight down here. And then the little bridge right over across the top of the pond. Pretty nice, right? But that means that my entrance has to be right here somewhere. As well as I'm going to have an entrance way up there where the pavilion's going to be, where it's all leveled off. But my other entrance will be right over here somewhere. My woman wants to make the pathway look like an arrow through the heart. So I have to put gardens, you know, to look like the feather side of the arrow over here. And then I have to make the triangle or a heart looking thing on the other side of the pond. That'll be pretty nice. As you guys can see, this is my manure pile. I've been digging quite a bit out of it, but it still looks like I haven't hardly done anything to it. It still looks like I've got at least a third, maybe between a third and a half left of that pile. So I'm working at it. Hopefully this should be enough to finish my gardens off over here. Should be. But we'll see how that works out. If I need more, I'll just give the guy a call. Over here, I've got my, I don't know what kind of onions they are. Creeping or what have you. But all of them came back. These are ones I pulled out of my garden, so they're used to temperatures and everything else. But yeah, they came back. There's actually more of them than there was that I planted, so that's pretty nice. These became a perennial that I was hoping was going to happen. I'm glad for that. Over here we had some more stuff come back. my strawberries. Fantastic. I also ordered a bunch of strawberries. I'm waiting for the roots to come in. And I don't know what that is, but it's probably some kind of herb. I know I planted an herb there last year. I didn't expect it to come back, but it seems that it did. Fantastic. As well as my other set of strawberries. Truthfully, cannot tell you what type of strawberries these two sections were, because they were two different type of strawberries, but they both came back, so I'm glad about that. And the other thing that stayed was, I know this name is wrong, but they called it a raspberry dressing plant when I went and bought it, even though it's called something else because I've seen it in other videos. This plant was ripped out by some jerkface, but I put it back in the ground and just basically pushed it back where it was already located, and it's still alive. So I'm pretty glad about that. This is a strange taste. It starts out tasting like wood sorrel or like a sour flavor, and then it becomes like an ultra dry, almost bitter champagne flavor after you chew it for a while. But that was pretty nice. Definitely an interesting thing to taste, and that's what these gardens are pretty much all about, is me getting to taste things I've never tasted. This is the garden I put in here that was just pure manure, and that seems to be growing some stuff too. I threw a bunch of seeds in a whole bunch of different areas. I have no clue what that is, but that's pretty big. I expect these plants to die, truthfully. Not the golden raspberries right there. That's my golden raspberry plant. That's like the only raspberries that came back, and those I took out of my backyard again, so they were kind of naturalized to the region at this point. And now I got my perennial. Later on I'm going to plant back here, since the golden raspberries are kind of taking over my backyard a little bit. I'm going to bring them all out here and line the whole back area back here with them, so that I'll be able to have somewhat of a fence, a thorny fence that the deer will walk into, because he's kind of a jerk lately. He's stepping in all my gardens, all of them. I want to show you guys over here. I'm sure you guys on Facebook remember me putting pictures up and whatever that I found this thick grass when I started weeding out the area. And it was just really nice. It's kind of, nope, shadows. Let's see if I can get, yeah, and for some reason it's just in this area. I don't see this grass anywhere else, but it's really thick, and I'm kind of hoping some kind of flowers pop out of them. I'm going to keep them in the sunlight and see if they take over this area even more, because they look pretty neat. One of the biggest things that I found over here, let's see if it's still alive. Oh, nope, flowers missing from that one. Nope, flowers missing from that one. Oh, Oh, they fall over. That's what happens. That's why I never noticed them last year. Kind of pretty, right? But these were just here. I didn't plant these. These just showed up. I'm hoping I can find one that's still standing up, but you get the gist of what that is. There's another one over there. Oh, it looks like those ones are still standing. So let's go check those out. There we go. These ones are still standing. Oh, they're so small. A lot smaller than the other ones were. My woman says she wants to transplant these over to the garden at some point here, once we get the soil set up. It's nice and pretty. Nothing like finding pretty flowers that just came up on their own. This is my Chicago fig from last year that I bought. And unfortunately, someone decided to just cut the main center branch. And I was like, well, isn't that great? Jerks everywhere. And next to that is my blueberries. Blueberries! They're starting to bud out. I don't know if you guys can see this very well. Oh, a spider! Yay, yeah, you can see that. Another thing I got is this stuff. I have no clue what this is, but it seems to be everywhere on the property. It has an orange root, which I thought it was carrots, like wild carrots, but then I watched a video on it and it was like, yeah, that's not at all what wild carrots look like. So, I don't know. They're just kind of dominant in the area. Over here, my kiwi plant. Well, it's thickened up quite a bit over the winter. It's about double the thickness, and it looks like it's starting to get buds off, so it lasted the winter. I'm glad about that, even though this winter was pretty much like the winter that never happened. It's mostly just raining. Almost forgot this guy over here. This one I planted last year. This is a citronella plant. It's supposed to help with the mosquitoes because we're in the woods and there's mosquitoes. Alright, so just for the hell of it, I'll take you guys for a walk up here. This is a garden I don't have completed yet, a pathway I don't have completed yet. I still have to move a bunch of dirt, or rocks basically. This is the pathway I made above my gardens here so that I can dump soil down into the gardens, as well as I intend on putting some trees up here. And there's the houses. But also it's pretty nice to stand up here because you can see everything that's going on across the entire property all the way out to the roadway. I'm getting there. I need between 15 and 20 gardens and I'm getting pretty close right now. Looks like I've got, let's see, 4 and 4, 8.5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I have my 15 gardens. So 5 more gardens back here, and I'll be able to completely be self-sufficient as far as vegetable, plant life portions to my diet. And of course, like I said before, down here I have my fig trees, Chicago figs. And then I still got to clean that area up over there, but I've already ordered the trees, so I might as well get that stuff ready there today, because I need to actually get an order of soil, because I want to make the areas where I put the trees in just relatively deep and somewhat wide, so I can have them the best start they possibly can have, you know, within my budget, of course. This is the collection of glass that I found as I was digging up the ground. I'm amazed I didn't break these things, because I mean, I'm digging in with a shovel, so I expect I would have broken all of them, but none of these things broke. I'm not sure what any of these are. I don't know if you guys can see that. Real nice bottles, though. What does this say? Continental Distilling Corporation, Philadelphia, PA. Whatever that means. Okay, so just found out it's April 6th, and it's supposed to get up to about 64 degrees up here today, and it's already getting kind of warm. As you can see, this is what I'm going to be working on today. Just going to be getting the dirt out and then getting through the roots. Right here, the roots are just crazy, so I have to use a pitchfork to get the dirt from the roots, and then I can cut the roots later. That's all I'm really going to be doing for the majority of day today. Just taking it from over here and then sculpting it up the hill so I got my pathway. And then over here is where I'm throwing the rest of the dirt and stones and whatever is there. Yeah, that's pretty much my intention of the day, so that I can put my tool shed back here, as well as create my pathway directly to where my pavilion is going to be. Let's get to work. Alright, so as you guys can see, I got a bunch of exposed roots because I removed all that dirt, soil, and stone. If you're saying, oh, that was really easy. It was really easy. Do you know why it was really easy? Because, like I said before, I don't have soil. I have these tiny pebbles, and once I break them up, I'm just shoveling them right out without a problem. That's bad because I don't have any soil. Reason for all this. Alright, but anyways, getting back to the subject. Got a bunch of roots exposed. Really simple. Relatively simple. just chop them down. Now, I'm not sure exactly what this is called, specific type of shovel, but it's got a deeper inside and a little bit of a sharp edge to it. That makes it simple to just cut straight through these roots. Once they're exposed, easy. There we go. And I just exposed the rest of the dirt, so I'll be able to get through this relatively quickly. Woo! Winded. Alright, back to the work. Alright, well that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the day here, so I can get a pathway up to this hill and get all this angle done correctly here, so I can finish off the gardens and get the pathway in here, and then I'll be able to start building my shed. Looks like I may have enough room right now, but I'm still going to continue on because I have other plans over here later on as well. So if I get it finished, I'll video some more. If I didn't finish it, then no, I don't think I'll show you. But I've got my plants in my nursery going. I got that set up. I'll show you what plants I got going. I've still got another month before I got to put the stuff in the ground. But I ended up ordering all the lights and everything because I wasn't getting enough light from my plant starts. So yeah, I'll show you a setup of that next if I don't finish this. Okay, well I got that done. I got my slope up to my pathway up over here, and I pushed the majority of the dirt over down this way, and yeah, I'm amazed. I didn't expect to get that completed today, but I did. Granted, it's not completely level, and I'm going to wait until I actually start building the tool shed to shovel it all out level and whatever, because at some point here, during the rain, snow, or whatever, it's going to settle in different places, and this way I won't have to worry that much. I expect it to start settling more and more over here versus this area over here, because this is almost exactly where this side was already. But yeah, now I can get ready to build my 10 by 10 tool shed, and it's starting to look like I'm doing something here. Nice. Show you guys what this looks like from over here. Alright, this is the little hill at the end of the dirt where I've been throwing the dirt. You can see this over here. The tree is in that mound over there. To see if I can keep it alive, I pushed pretty much the majority of the roots from that tree down into the mound. And then this pathway goes straight up to the top of the hill. And then I just ended it right there. This would be a nice little space to have my tool shed. Woohoo! I'm gonna fall over. And this continues on, as you can see, straight down the pathway in between one of the gardens, the top and the middle gardens here. I'm actually down quite a bit. Let's see, I get it level here. It's almost level. Looks like it slopes up there towards the hillside, but yeah, like I said, I'm going to even it out and bring my levels down and everything once I get my supplies to build the tool shed. And you guys may be asking, why do I need a tool shed? Well, because I ended up hurting myself from taking the wood chipper up and down off of the pickup. The wheels end up getting caught on the back gate there, and it causes me unnecessary neck and back pain to do so. So this will be nice to cut down the amount of pain that I'm dealing with. That's about it. Well, that's about all I'm going to do today out here. I'm a little bit sore already, so I'm just going to cut it there, take you guys back to the house, and I'll show you the rest of my start plants that I'm going to be putting in the original gardens that I started last year. It was a lot of work. Here's the plants I got started. I have them set up on 3 separate levels. There are my lights. Now these are just getting prepped to go into the ground. I currently have a Arkansas black apple tree, yellow June plum, Kiefer pear. That one's already budding pretty good. I have 3 pawpaw trees. Boom, 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 boom. Nice little elderberry. Well, that's pawpaw. And the blue damson plum tree. Damson. And besides that, I got my flower section there. I'm still waiting for a lot of them to come up. It's relatively recent I planted those. And a whole bunch of vegetables. Those over there are my rhubarb plants. I did have 25, but the cat decided he was going to eat some. And then I've got my other ones. You can tell I got a bunch of chili plants, tomatoes. Not bad, right? This is my little baby orange tree that I got from seed. I'm going to see if that's going to grow. Supposedly it grows in this region. And I can't remember which is which. One of these 2 plants are a pomegranate and... oh, okay, that's right. That one is this one's the pomegranate. It's still kind of tiny. A bunch of chilies popping up here. These ones I just barely planted, and I forgot to take them out from the cover a little bit too long. So that's why they're all kind of stretched out. Nice big tomato plant right there, I think. Probably. And that is my goji berries. So, can't wait till I get to try those out. But yeah, not a bad little setup here. I just repossessed one of the kids' things they decided to leave when they moved out. One of the shelving units Elias left. And of course, these right here are my Chicago fig. How big they are. Leaves are absolutely the size of my hand. But those were $9 plants, the Chicago figs, and I just got them from Lowe's, and I came home and planted them and tied inside some raised bed soil, and they seem to be enjoying it. Like, they popped out like monsters in comparison to everything else. But I've got 4 of those. One I'm going to put in my backyard. The other ones are going to go over the property. All the rest of these are going to go over the property as well. So, yeah, I'm basically just biding my time until I get to put these in. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and sorry it's taken so long to get this stuff here, but I am obviously doing other things to prep for the season. Enjoy April.